final is going to need a really good performance out of him.
All right, well, here we go. The MLG.TV Season 3 final is about to be underway. Let's toss it up to Puckett and Benson. Good luck, boys.
All right, thank you, fellas. It is time. We've waited 3 days for this moment. FaZe versus OpTic Gaming. We thought we might get it in the winner's bracket. FaZe, though, had to make a run through the loser's bracket to get here, but now it's time, Ben. And we're kicking it off on what Crim6 says is one of their worst maps. Really? He said, though, if we win maps 1 and 2 in this best of 7, we're going to 4-0 and seal the deal right away.
Oh, absolutely. I 100% agree with everything you said. Like, FaZe need to come out strong in this series, and they need to win this best of 7 as quickly as they possibly can, because by the time you get to that second best of 7, OpTic Gaming are going to be so ready, so warmed up that I don't think they'll be able to hang with FaZe from what I've seen this weekend.
Now, I do want to point out something. There is a new strategy being used by OpTic Gaming on this map. I promise, Krim, I won't talk about it until the 7th minute of the game. That was the compromise we made. I was like, can I ask? He's like, no. And he's like, well, maybe late in the game. So, 7-minute mark. I'll talk about it.
Okay. Wait, so 3 minutes left in the game, or was 7 minutes left? 3 minutes left in the game. All right, I'm going to make sure I ask you about that, because I know a lot of people are going to be curious about exactly what they're up to. I'm going to see if I can try and figure it out just by looking at that mini-map, see if they're up to anything different so far. Relatively close game, Chris. Nothing too ridiculous going on off the break.
And OpTic Gaming is going to drop a lot of players right away. No one really having a standout performance off the get-go. You see Clay and Attach at 5 and 3 each. These are going to be the 2 slayers I'm looking at. Zuma also is going to need to have a big game when it comes to Hills 3 and 4. Attached, nice kill there on Formal. Now going to be moving out, spots the Battle player Karma. Attached starting to heat up a little bit, and this hard point has been controlled very well by FaZe. Enable, though, going to be rushed by 3 players. Able to put shots in 2, finally going to be taken down.
Enable just trying to stay alive there, unable to do so. Over to Attach, nice shots from him, but Karma immediately cleans him up. Scump at 7 and 5, top of the team right now for OpTic Gaming. There's aggressive SMG play. You'd expect to see him there, especially on a map like Compound, but unfortunately just can't get control of this hard point right now. Formal with the Battle, picks up 1, looks for the second, goes for the wallbang, not going to be able to connect, just takes his time to reload. Now, maybe might start thinking about pushing 1 more time, does so, but scrap time looking good to go to FaZe.
Talk to me a little bit about the overall strategy of these 2 teams and kind of how they match up 4 players against 4 players here on Compound Hardpoint.
I mean, this is what makes this series so great, right? You've got 2 teams who have been in the finals so many times throughout Advanced Warfare. They match up against each other just so well. They're both very, very aggressive teams who can massively outslay. Your AR players, you've got Clayster, you have Formal. The argument all year long has been who's been the best battle in the game. And it's always Clay or Formal. Different people believe different things. And you look at your SMG play, like, it's T1 from both teams, you know, Attach and Zuma, who just completely blow up a game at times. And then, of course, you know, Krim and Scump, like, I mean, these guys are just godlike.
And we're staying on board with FaZe. They continue to hold this lead. Indoors is Attach. Attach gets 1, gets a second. He is starting to really have success in these SMG battles against Scump and Crim6. And you look at Krim, you know, he's running the second sub for this OpTic Gaming squad. He is really struggling. 5 and 12 has not been able to get anything going quite yet.
And again, I don't think this is really anything to worry about if you're a Green Wall fan. You know, this is FaZe who've just come off 2 series back-to-back. The series went pretty far. Obviously, the last game goes all the way to a game 7. You look at that scoreboard, FaZe doing what you would expect at this point. You know, all positive pretty much, outslaying, OpTic, you know, little slow to start on a map which isn't even, you know, one of their good maps. This is probably one of their worst hardpoint maps as a whole. It's a DLC map. They haven't really practiced it that much, obviously, with other tournaments and other commitments to do.
I really don't know what Zuma was trying to do there. I mean, all of FaZe, they milked that last hill, the money hill. Now we have a second money hill, basically, up top, and no one from FaZe was in position to get there. They were playing around the perimeter, and it doesn't look like it's going to cost them too much, though, as they're able to break OpTic at first. Scump is going to come storming right back in, the 2-piece on Clayster and Zuma. And now you have 3 members of OpTic Gaming stacked up. The 4th is out roaming. And it looks like that will be Karma, who is trying to do the damage on the perimeter. Over to Zuma, who gets in once again. It's down to a 30-point advantage for FaZe. So OpTic's brought it back a little bit, and we still have a minute to go before the halfway point.
Yeah, that scrap time's going to go to FaZe, but the big thing is going to be the rotation. There's 1 player from FaZe who is actually over there, ready and waiting, anticipating OpTic Gaming's early rotation, and he's being very, very cautious. Who actually is that? It's actually going to be Clayster. Clay being a little sneaky, more than happy to give away the early time, just puts himself in a position where now he's up for the challenge, but unfortunately his jump not favorable.
There's a roof there, brother.
There is. You need to be a little careful. What's your head, Clay? What's your head?
Scump inside the hard point, having the best game so far for OpTic at 14-14. 5 captures to his name. On the other end, though, Enable. We gave him flag for his performance a little bit earlier against Epsilon. Look at his numbers now. 22-8, make it 24-8 on a 4 streak. He had a 6 streak earlier in this game. Enable off to an incredible start here, and we're still not at the halfway point. Ben, he's on pace for a 50 bomb.
He is, and this is exactly what FaZe need. He's been a little slow all tournament long, but he's going to need to be consistent throughout 2 best-of-7s potentially, if it goes the distance. That's going to be something which is very tough to do against a team like OpTic Gaming. But OG did a really good job of splitting the time in the last couple of hard points. Unfortunately, in this last hard point in the first rotation, they kind of let it slip, and FaZe were able to build that lead once again. Now, going into the second rotation of hard points, Scumpy on your screens, already with 2 kills in a row. Unfortunately, will fall. He's sitting at 18-18. Top performer for OG right now.
Karma staying inside, scoring. Gonna go out and challenge. It's Enable who jumps in with Attach. FaZe all over the kill feed. Attach with 2, Zuma with the 3rd. And you look at this mini-map, guys. They're slaying all around it. 4 down
Enable's
for
on another
OpTic Gaming,
level
and
right now.
Enable is crushing.
I don't know where this was all weekend long, but you know, if there's a time to bring it out, Chris, it's the grand final where you need to win 2 best-of-7s.
Enable's a competitor, man, and I don't think there's a better rival for FaZe than OpTic Gaming right now in Call of Duty. They've gone back-to-back, always matching up in the finals outside of the most recent LAN at UMG, but this team was put together to take down OpTic. They've done it twice. This would be their 3rd, but they have a lot of work still to do. This is just the first game in the first best-of-7. If they want to go the distance, they have to win 2 of them. And we're going to stay on board with Attach for a little bit. He's playing very patient, and for one of the fastest players in the game, it's something that we don't see too often.
Yeah, fantastic plays coming out of Attach so far. He's on a 2 streak, looks
Oh,
for the
man.
3rd, connects with the 3rd boss on the hill. I'm actually curious to find out what's going on with Formal right now. He's sat at 15-25, obviously going to be using the assault rifle on Compound. It's something which, you know, at times can be problematic if you're SMG or the
Enable's
opposite
doing
SMG,
it.
you're just going to run at them. But yeah, mostly you see, you know, your ARs like your Octanes, your Mochillas do extremely well on maps like Compound, and really curious to see what's kind of going wrong here for Formal. It seems like, you know, his shots pretty much on point. I haven't seen him like windmill or miss anything too crazy. Maybe it could just come down to positioning. You know, first game of the day for this guy.
All right, well, we're almost at that 3-minute mark. I'll wait 10 seconds
Yeah,
to
are
be
you
true
really
to
gonna
my
make us
word.
wait? You're gonna wait because you're really gonna honor your word that well?
Dude, I'm not a liar.
You're a
not
good
a
man,
liar,
Chris.
Ben. All right,
You're a good
we're
man,
at
Chris.
the 3-minute mark.
All right, so
and
what is it?
The strategy that Crim6 said they're going to try, and no one has done this yet, is to use your barrels to stay in the hard points and keep your SMGs out on the perimeter. It doesn't look like that has worked in the first half, so they were adjusting a little bit. You saw Crim milking the clock. I think they expected to be able to slay out a little bit better than they have been so far in this game. So when you look at the scoreboard, you got a good 60-point or 50-point advantage in favor of this FaZe crew. You got to get more out of Crim6 in the final 2.5 minutes.
I mean, that perfectly explains what's been going on with Formal. And when you look at it like that, you know, if he's playing a completely different role, he's not going to be playing that slaying role. At 19-30, I expect to see him maybe switch things up because right now that is not working. They're down 60 points. Scump picks up 1, looking for the 2nd. Scumpy gets the assist on that one. Now can he break in through the front? Double jumps up. There's going to be 2 plays there. Scumpy has everyone essentially one shot. Karma comes in. Easiest 2-piece of his life, but 1 bullet into 2 plays, and they both died. Crim now trading the kills efficiently on this hard point. 9 seconds left. Big scrap time, but the battle for rotation is going to be big. There's 1 player for FaZe over there and 2 from OpTic Gaming.
You see Formal up top, but that player from FaZe is underneath him. Formal's got to be ready and look for Zuma to jump in and cause chaos. There's the first kill. Zuma looking for the 2nd, and great execution. Gets help from Enable on Karma. Now Zuma pushing forward. Enable's going to be there to back him up. Frag grenades waiting for players at the front, and now he's going to pick up 1. Second one. Enable falls. Attaches there. FaZe with a big advantage. 90 seconds left on the clock. OpTic needs to make a play now if they want to take game 1.
Yeah, it's looking good for FaZe. If Clayster can just stay alive, he was able to pick up 1 attach. Can he trade the kill? Yes, he can. Nicely done from him. Enable with 38 kills thus far in the game. Attach with 36. You couldn't ask for a better start to this series if you're a FaZe fan.
And Scump and Crim have just cleared the hard point. Karma's inside now as well with the bow, trying to watch this front. And Karma, not knowing where's the pressure going to be, checks down low just as the pressure comes from behind him. Clayster doing the dirty work, breaking in with Zuma. Zuma got 2 of the kills, Clay assisting both. Clay going to find another one now on Scump, and FaZe right there has sealed the deal. We got a smart crowd here in Columbus. The applause has already started. FaZe fans are watching a 5-game winning streak now They came back 4 in a row against Epsilon to get here in the championship match. We thought they might run out of gas. Not yet, Ben. Plenty still in the tank.
Yeah, again though, Hardpoint Compound expected. OG not having played a fully competitive match up today. FaZe having played several. And as well, one of OpTic's worst maps. And you kind of look at it and you can see exactly why Attach is so good at this map. You know, 38 and 34, so many good engagements. Enable, got to give him some love. He's really stepped up when FaZe kind of needed him to, because this first map was so important. If FaZe dropped map number 1, OpTic would have just been sat in the opposite side of the stage and just laughed and said, hey, these guys have been playing all day and they can't beat us. They're like, this is embarrassing. So this map number 1 was huge for them.
Disgusting finish by Attach as well, just showing you his reactions are on point. We got the pro players in the crowd, a full house here, and Clayster is fired up.
So Clayster there just said, yeah, that's map 1. That's 1. And you can see, just taking it one map at a time is exactly what FaZe are going to need to do if they're going to have any chance of winning this series.
Ben, looking through that first game, you see the stats here. 42-26 out of Enable. He is back. Attach is slain, drops a 40 bomb as well. 35 kills